animal rights and welfare is one that many advocates have long been advocating. Many consider that despite being non-human, animals deserve the ability to live as they wish, without being subjected to the desires of human beings. They believe that animals also have a choice and the freedom to live as they wish without being used or exploited by humans. One particularly gruesome ethical issue that animals face is the issue of dogfighting, where two dogs are pitted against each other in a pit to fight for the entertainment of the spectators. With that being said, this presentation focuses on how our team researched heavily on dogfighting and why is it considered moral issue that exists even to this day, by also citing some ethical philosophies that are related to the issue. Dogfighting, as we all know, is not only a brutal and savage activity. It is also highly secretive, which makes it extremely hard for law enforcement and investigative professionals to infiltrate. The dogs involved in dogfighting have already been used and abused even before the fights begin. These dogs are merely utilized and taken care of for the sake of dogfighting, while dogs who are forced to fight numerous times or left to die the moment they become useless in the arena. They are trained and conditioned to fight, often with the use of abusive techniques such as chaining them using heavy lugging chains, taunting, and starvation in order to trigger extreme survival instincts and encourage aggression. Dogfighting is not only a form of entertainment but also a source of absurd amounts of money. Aside from the actual dogfights, numerous other unethical practices also occur behind the scenes, such as the sale and use of illegal drugs. Now, the main question is, if dogfighting is clearly an inhuman and unethical sport, up to its very core, why do people still partake in such activities?
So the first ethical theory for dogfighting is the ethical theory utilitarianism. So before going on with the details, I'm going to first elaborate what is utilitarianism. So basically, with its description, utilitarianism is a philosophical outlook on life where individuals or people in general only obtain their purpose or their willingness to live when they get what they like and when they get satisfied on their everyday activities. And if that includes dogfighting, if hypothetically it will involve this dog fighting with each other, then that would be a detriment. Why? Because, well, people are going to do it continuously and perpetually until there are no more dogs in the planet. In essence, dogs will wipe out if this ethical theory is applied because people find it entertaining. However, there is a problem with this argument because this argument also talks about that people should obtain or chase satisfaction that benefits the majority of the people. And based on research, only tens of thousands of people are participating on this said act. Out with that said, people out from this 10,000 or people who are not participating in dogfighting or people who are not part of this 10,000 actually disagrees with dogfighting becoming legalized because they are pet lovers. Most of them are animal activists. And that proves that dogfighting is actually invalid I'm saying dogfighting would be invalid if the second point for utilitarianism is applied, and that is thinking about the common good for the majority. And we see that it's not agreed upon by the majority, and therefore it must be that the case that dogfighting should not be allowed. The second argument for dogfighting is what we call human exceptionalism. So basically, human exceptionalism argues that it's actually from Kant. Kant argues that Animals have no rational ability, and humans have that. In basic sense, humans are capable of thinking of themselves because they're rational beings, and animals can not think of themselves because they mostly rely on their instinct. And people who are capable of thinking are only the ones who are given rights. So imagine if we're going to apply human exceptionalism, it means that not only dogs, but the entire animal species can be exterminated because people actually believe that they have no rights. So everything just stems down from the willingness of an individual to kill an animal without ever getting consequences. And that's a major part. That would be a major part in the community. Just because, just like what I've said in the first argument, not all people agree on dog fighting. The third argument for the discussion whether dog fighting is detrimental or not is virtue ethics. So virtue ethics is by far the easiest to understand because it only begs the question, are we maintaining balance? And if we stick to that question, we can answer whether we're doing a great job or we're not doing a great job of taking care of the pets. So say, for example, let's put this scenario. Two extremities and one mean. And I'll give the concept of taking care of the dogs. So if we are going to take care of the dogs in an extreme side, so I'm going to give two, okay? But I'm going to first give the good extreme side, is taking care of the dog so much that he is emotionally attached to you and not able to socially adjust to the demands of other social circles or other social settings, which can be the park, which can be when the dog meets other dog when the dogs meet other dogs. What can be his response? What can be the dog response? Sorry, what can be the dog's response if he is put in a setting where he has to interact with other dogs? If the problem is he's taken care of so much that he doesn't know how to treat other dogs and therefore will fight other dogs as well. And the other extreme scenario is taking care of the dogs for the purpose of dog fighting. And what happens when you train a dog for dog fighting is you treat the dog as if he is a robot machine who has its own program. And more than that is he's isolated in a training center for all through his life so that when he gets out there, he gets much more violent than the other dogs. So these are two extreme put scenarios. But if we have to make this scenario balanced, then I would say that the best way to make this way proportionately to each other is to have a mean that would settle both of this. And I'm thinking that the best mean is to put them in training in animal shelters, take care of them, and make time for you to emotionally connect with the dog, and make time for the dog to emotionally connect with others, dogs in the outside world or dogs outside your home. Okay, so that is virtue ethics.
Lastly, for our conclusion, although laws, advocates, and organizations exist to protect animals, it is hard to swallow the truth that there are still people out there who willfully take advantage of animals for their own gain. Animals, as they are, only have a limited advantage against the people who seek them harm. Dog fighting only proves how we humans can be more animal-like because of this inhuman activity that we are doing. This sadistic practice should be banned and must provide right punishment and convictions to those who are proven participating from this. May this heartless sport that kills thousands of dogs every year also serve as a reminder to each one of us to raise awareness of the many issues that most animals face, and whether dog or not, all deserve to be treated in the best way, free from abuse and cruelty of this society just for the entertainment and profit use only. Together, let us use our voice to speak up for the rights and welfare of our beloved animals, for they too shall be able to live as they wish.